to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
The blackest eyes.
Kill God.
Come on!
Make this asshole.
You're terminated, fucker.
Live or die, man.
Roads? We're going, we don't need roads.
There can be only one.
Kill you all.
Goonies never say die.
We all need each other. As you can see, I'm not happy.
Are you not entertained?
This is friend.
Happy trails, Hans.
Welcome back to the Skewered Universe Podcast. My name is Jeff.
And I'm Leiann.
And we're here with First Watch February. We ended January's for Giallo. We're in February. That means this is stuff we haven't seen yet. So how are you doing, Leiann?
I'm doing amazing.
Good. Glad to hear it. Has there been anything interesting you've been doing?
No, I made you watch Schindler's List.
Yeah, you did. You did make me watch Schindler's List. That was a long time coming. I'm glad I've watched it. It is not one that I will revisit annually.
You mean you don't like to be sad on a regular basis?
Not generally. Not generally.
Mm.
You know, but it's definitely, if you haven't seen it, if you're like me and you haven't seen it, definitely make sure you check it out. Anything else you've been doing lately, Leiann?
No.
Nothing really? Just living?
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of South Park: The Stick of Truth. That's been really fun.
It looks fun.
I played my way through the Fractured But Whole and decided, okay, I have the first game they put out. Well, the first of the newer generation of games they put out. Might as well check it out. And it's really addicting and it's really fun. And if you're easily offended, it's probably not the game for you.
Why would you play it in the first place?
If you're easily offended and you're buying a South Park game, I question if you're easily offended at all. But
maybe you're just a glutton for punishment.
Maybe. I should probably have you start a game at some point so you can check it out.
Maybe. I
think you'd have fun. Turn-based RPG action.
Yeah, but at the same time, I want you to play Diablo 2.
Yeah, I need to get back to Diablo 2.
So.
I tried again the other day, then I got frustrated and shut it off again because I kept dying. Well, I died once. And shut it off. I have to just stick through it, get past the enemies, and move on.
That's generally how games work.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I got nothing else. So, I don't really have anything else other than I've been enjoying wrestling, because that's fun. AEW wrestling. I'm trying not to support a company that, had a bunch of deviants backstage sexually assaulting people and covering up rapes, yada, yada, yada. You know the three-letter company I'm referring to. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on, shall we talk a little bit about what we're going to watch tonight?
I would hope so. No, we're not going to say what we're going to watch. We're not going to give a description. We're just going to start watching it and hope you can figure it out.
Yeah, no name, no director, no year, nothing. We're gonna come back and talk about it. So we'll be right. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We've decided to go with 2022's The Menu.
Is that going to fit everyone?
Yeah, easily. 12 customers total.
How do they turn a profit?
$12.50 a head, that's how.
What, are we eating a Rolex?
It's one of his classics. You have to try the mouthfeel of the mignonette.
Please don't say mouthful.
Tonight will be madness.
Welcome. We'll endeavor to make your evening as pleasant as possible.
Welcome to Hawthorne.
Here we are family. We harvest, we ferment, we gel.
They gel.
We gel.
He's not just a chef, he's a storyteller. The game is trying to guess what the overarching theme of the entire meal is going to be. You won't know till the end.
Who are you?
I am Margot. Why do you care?
I have to know if you're with us or with them. This menu,
The pictures, they're of us.
this guest list.
How did he get these?
It's not good. This entire evening
This is just theater. It's stagecraft.
We're leaving now. Has been painstakingly planned.
This is real, isn't it?
What the hell is going on?
We now offer you a 45-second head start. Okay, 45 seconds starts now.
This is what you're paying for.
Get out of my way.
It's all part of the menu.
It's okay.
No, we're gonna die tonight.
Yes, we are.
Happy birthday to you.
You told him it was my birthday?
Seemed funny about 3 hours ago.
It's currently streaming on HBO Max. There's been a few movies I want to do this month, but this is one that I've really wanted to watch. I think you've been interested to check it out as well, so we figured what better time than now
There you go.
to go ahead and check it out. It has Ray Fiennes, and I am drawing a blank on her name.
I don't know.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Sure.
I'm looking at the image on screen, guys. If you have HBO Max, you know when you pull it up, it gives you a splash of whatever. I think it's also Nicholas Hoult, but I'm not entirely certain. But anyway, The Menu is what we're watching tonight, guys.
I love that you're not certain, but you could easily be prepared.
I could look it up. It's probably not who I'm thinking. Yeah, I could have been prepared, but we decided on between two different movies what it was going to be. So I will tell you right now. Yes, it is Nicholas Hoult.
There you go.
Many will know him as Beast from the more recent X-Men movies, and he was also Renfield in Renfield with Nicolas Cage. So now that we've got all that out of the way, and I've bantered and talked and all that.
That's kind of what podcasts are for, silly.
Yeah, Again, she's calling me out for the obvious, and I appreciate that. I do.
It wouldn't be a podcast if you didn't have banter and talk and vent. That's the whole point.
That's true. It'd just be a lot of dead air and breathing, and I got enough of that in the 80s with weird phone calls.
80s?
90s, 70s, 40s.
Okay, number one, you weren't alive in the 40s. What? What are you even talking about?
I'm just rambling at this point to fill time. I don't know. I don't know why I'm trying to fill time.
I was going to ask you, why are you filling time?
Well, I'm filling time until we get to our next break for the weather, and we're going to have 6 back-to-back songs after this. No. You want to go ahead and get to it?
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. We'll be back right after this.
It's intermission, it's intermission. It's intermission, it's intermission. Ice cream, candy, lemonade too. And there's a hot dog waiting for you.
The popcorn's popping and it's ready to go. You know all the great food is stealing the show.
Get up out your seat and get yourself a tasty treat down at the snack bar. Snack bar.
Pardon me, boy.
Yeah, baby.
Will you take me to the snack bar?
You know what I like. Everything's ready when the first meal's over. There's nothing like a pizza with a ice cold cola. Get up out your seat and get yourself a tasty treat down at the snack bar. Snack bar. It's intermission, it's intermission. It's intermission, it's intermission. It's intermission, it's intermission. It's intermission, it's intermission. Get up out your seat and get yourself a tasty treat down at the snack bar. Snack bar. It's intermission.
So we are the first 15 minutes into The Menu.
They're all dead. They all died. They all committed suicide because they all bored each other to death.
that's the twist for this movie.
Yeah.
They just all bored each other to death.
The movie lasts 15 minutes and everyone dies. I already don't fucking like it. Okay. So, my view going into this is, there's this chef and maybe he's gotten bad reviews. And he's taking his anger out on the people who reviewed him, and he's gonna show them awful things. Mm-hmm. And I hope everyone fucking dies. Everyone is so fucking pompous. Except for the main chick.
Yeah. Our main female lead, she seems normal.
Yeah, her boyfriend, apparently, they're newly dating because she swapped with his old chick, is what it seems like. And
yeah,
the people at the restaurant were like, we don't know what to do with this. This kind of sucks. But then, like, all these other people that are there, these guests, fucking pompous, rich, douchebag assholes. This is one of the reasons why I could never be rich, is because I don't want to eat with the rich. I don't want to eat like the rich. I don't want to sip on oyster foam and go, oh, well, no, it has to be in the red palette, because then it expresses itself differently as it goes down your throat. You have to eat it this way. No, not that way. This way. Go fuck yourself. Fuck your mother. Fuck your cat. Fuck your dog. Without lube. I'm already so mad at this movie.
I get it. I totally get it, because what we've seen, okay, we meet our main characters. They're getting ready to board this boat because there's this the restaurant for the chef they're going to visit. It's like this very exclusive, high-paid thing. Only a few people get in, whatever. But the group is so abysmally pretentious. He right away tells her, like, don't smoke, you're going to ruin your palate. Fuck you. She's, second choice to be there with you right now, so...
She goes to grab the oyster foam thing, and he slaps her hand, and then takes a picture of it. Don't fucking tell me not to smoke. Don't fucking slap my hand. Who the fuck do you think you are? Yeah. I don't care if you're a super cute, super famous actor. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh. And we've got, I think, the older woman, I think she might be like a food reviewer or something. It seems like she's known the chef. She's like, oh, his obsession with snow continues.
It's almost like you can taste the goat that's on the side of the mountain. Well, they did use milk. Well, they didn't say what species.
And then you have John Leguizamo playing it seems like a pretentious asshole, washed-up Hollywood actor who's trying to reclaim his stardom.
Yeah, and the chick is essentially breaking up with him over dinner. It's like, here's your keys, here's your other keys.
Here's the keys for the apartment nobody else knows about but me. Here's the company phone, here's the production company credit card, and he just goes, that's non-transferable. That's what you... Everyone is just... I don't know. They're...
annoying as fuck.
You're already hoping, like, I hope the shed they showed where they cured and aged their meats, I'm hoping that was people.
Yeah, me too.
They say it was dairy cows, but... some people produce milk, so maybe they're the dairy cows. So, anyway, interesting start to a movie. There are no likable characters except for the main female lead.
Yeah, you're apparently allowed to watch the cooks and whatnot, but don't take pictures.
Yeah, don't take pictures of the food because the chef feels there's,
it needs to be ethereal, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, whatever.
And then, of course, the main guy is like, hey, I'm going to talk to one of you guys. Hey, so, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, so can you please sit down?
Yeah, sit down. I'm about to serve. And he calls him by his name. He goes, oh, you know my name? He goes, we like to know everyone who's dining with us. I'm like, that's fucking suspicious. That's when you leave. You should have left already when you're being taken to an island. But, Should we get back to it?
Yeah.
Alrighty. We'll be right back.
Something different for a change? Then try the perfect refreshment. Chili Dilly. A delicious pickle treat that's spiced just right for every bite. Economical, too. There's no waste. You eat every bit of the juicy goodness of Chili Dilly. How about trying one right now? Chili Dilly. On sale at our concession stand. You'll love them.
Another 15 minutes into the menu.
Now everyone is dead.
Everyone is dead. At least on the inside.
Right? Holy fuck. There are some people that love the food and the concept and the stories, right? And we're like, shut the fuck up. And then there are the people who think it's bullshit. And we're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And then the people that are just like, oh, it's okay, I guess. We're like, shut the fuck up. And then the chef comes up and we're like, shut the fuck up.
There's a story for each thing. And I get there are dining experiences where a chef will tell you the concept or whatever behind the dish, whatever. It's not for me.
He's taking it to an extreme.
Yeah.
And some people, like the main dude character, is lapping it the fuck up. And what's her face is like, bro, he's hype and you're feeding into it. Like,
yeah.
He's like, no, it's legit. She's like, no. And the chef even comes up and is like, you have not touched your food. You should eat it. And she's like, you told us not to eat it. He's like, that is not what I meant. And she's like, and the look in her eye was like, I wanted to hear you say that.
Yeah.
You stupid, pretentious fuck.
Yeah, 'cause this whole thing was, tonight don't eat.
Taste.
Savor. Experience. Like, shut the fuck up. Everyone. There's a plate of three. There's a plate. See, I'm so flustered now. There's a table of three gentlemen. And as they serve, which is what was the first course, which was like seafood and stuff from the ocean and frozen salt water or whatever, one guy goes, I've had the same seafood back home from my personal chef. This isn't that great. I'm like,
shut
then
the
why the
fuck
fuck are you even here?
Right.
Well, at least we said we could come and experience it.
And then for the no bread plate, they were like, yeah, can we please just get some bread? And they're like, no. And he's like, do you know who we are? And she's like, yup. He's like, so you'll get us bread then? And she's like, no. And then she says, you'll eat less than you want, but more than you deserve. And we're like, what the fuck does that mean? Fucking cryptic? I think she's the only one that fascinates me. She is literally the only character I like.
Yeah. She's got an eye. She's picking up on things around there, I think, because she's constantly walking this room in between. And douchebag, main character, keeps sneaking his phone out, thinking he's being slick, taking pictures of everything when they said, don't take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro. Like, the whole breadless bread plate, the chef goes into this story of, bread is like for the common folk, but you're not common, so tonight you'll get no bread.
Even though they all fucking act common as fuck. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're not common, bitch. Diamonds are everywhere.
Exactly.
You're not special.
But hey, there was one thing that was kind of fun to notice. Angela.
Yeah. Schmangela, or no,
Schmangela?
Schmonathan.
From a universe where everything's replaced with a schmwa.
So anyway, from Who's the Boss?
Who's the Boss?
Angela. Yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, okay, she's no longer with Tony. She's with this old white dude now.
She wasn't with Tony to begin with. That was the whole shtick.
At the end of the show, maybe it seemed like they might have.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume he was one of the first people to go here, and he might be some of the meat they're going to eat later. So Tony...
I hope so.
Tony met an untimely demise. From baseball player to main course. Yeah, so that was fun. We got to see Angela, Judith White.
I thought that I was going to like the main chick character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I do.
I don't either.
She's too nonchalant. She's too over it. And I'm like, at least pretend. At least pretend.
Yeah, she's got
I don't know.
like, he keeps calling her, he kept saying, like, oh, you're the cool chick that I never got to hang out with and go to prom with. So I'm like, okay, so she's too cool for school. So she's just completely over everything. I want to go smoke my cigarette and fuck your scallops, you pretentious asshole. I'm only here because I was second choice. And I'm only here because whatever, I had nothing else to do besides smoke and maybe watch a movie and listen to a podcast.
She's like, I know the chef took a really long time curating this plate of not bread sauce, but I'm not even gonna try it. I'm not even gonna taste it. I'm not even gonna entertain the idea of eating it. She's just like, I'm not eating this. And I want to be like, then why the fuck are you there if you're not gonna fucking eat it?
I'm questioning everyone. Everyone. So one chick was like, oh, this emulsion's broken. So the chef sent her over, which was kind of I kind of like what the chef did. He sent her over this whole, like, large bowl of emulsion, like, here you are, just for your liking. And she's like,
yeah, but at the same time, if he's using such special ingredients with such special care, then why is he giving her an entire fucking bowl? Just to make a point? Make a point what? That I heard you? It's clearly not that I care. Yeah. It's just that I heard you.
Yeah, it's pretentious people being petty. I did like it because it's a dick being a dick to another dick. So, I'm okay with that. It's just...
I really want people to start dying.
I
need torture. I need something.
You could see a little bit of a crack, though, in the chef's veneer. When she was like, oh, I'm not eating this, I don't want to get full. And he goes, I've conceived this menu to be perfect, that you won't fill up. Every course is perfectly planned and proportioned. I'm like, okay, there's the crack. You're obsessive compulsive and fucking weird.
Well, I would expect him to be if he's cooking this. Yeah, I just
think like it's going to lead to more like weirdness.
Of course.
Maybe. It's either that or, I mean, just so you guys know, the chef is played by Ralph Fiennes. So at some point, I'm either expecting him to just start giving a slideshow and asking people if they see, or he's just going to start walking around and shooting people randomly in a cold, callous manner. Because he does fucking creepy and disassociated from reality very fucking well. And it's weird that we just watched Schindler's List not that long ago, and now he's in this, playing another fucking dick. I am interested to see where it goes, though. The
non-bread bread plate.
I'm sorry, if I went anywhere, they were like, oh, here's your non-bread bread plate, I'd be like, can I get the check for whatever I just...
My issue is, the fact that they called it a no-bread bread plate is what's pretentious. They could have called it anything else.
The accompanying accompaniments.
Something.
They even made reference to that, and they're like, here's your no-bread bread plate. The bread you were going to have was made with this kind of stuff grown here, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then our main female character calls out, like, hey, the chef insulted you. He's like, oh, no. No, that's not what he did. She's like, no, he basically told you you're a common piece of trash. You're poor filth from the streets.
Although I do like when the chef was talking about Taco Tuesdays, the way he moved his head, it was like, oh my god!
That's where we're at now. I was like, what? Did you enjoy Taco Tuesdays, sir? You don't seem like the type.
It's just the way the look in his eye and like this smile and the head shake, it was just like, Taco Tuesdays! And it's like, he was probably around a lot of people that were like, oh my god, I'm so happy for Taco Tuesdays! And he's probably like, going nuts in the background, like, fuck Taco Tuesdays!
Where's my oyster foam? You're fucking 6! I need my oyster foam, Mom! Oh, God. Fuck. So, get back to it?
Yeah.
Alright. We'll talk to you guys in just a bit. Enjoy the intermission. Don't be a pretentious foodie.
It's intermission time. Time for refreshment.
During the next 10 minutes, you're invited to visit the refreshment stand, where you'll be greeted with fast, friendly service. You'll find hot dogs, juicy hamburgers, and mouth-watering delicious pizza. There are refreshing hot and cold beverages, ice-cold cola, and orange drink. Goes great with an order of crispy French fries. Then there's a wide selection of your favorite candies and other delicious snacks. And there's always a fresh batch of hot buttered popcorn to go with the rest of the show. So visit the refreshment stand now during this 10-minute intermission and add to your enjoyment of the movie. We're happy to have you with us tonight and hope you'll come back often.
Okay, so 15 more minutes in.
Everyone is dead. Okay.
Not just on the inside, but...
We did lose somebody. R.I.P. Jeremy.
R.I.P. Jeremy. One of the sous chefs. The movie has gotten immensely better by just a couple of things happening.
Yeah, what's-her-face wanted to escape to the bathroom because her boyfriend was stressing her out. Snapping at her and telling her to eat and stop acting like a child, and she's like, don't talk to me that way. She goes to the bathroom. She needs a cigarette. Bad.
Don't blame her.
In walks the chef. Why don't you like it? Why haven't you been eating? What's wrong? I gotta know. I'm insulted.
Who are you?
Yeah. He's like, you weren't supposed to be here. Who are you? And she's like, obviously, dumbass. Like, what the fuck?
But there was a look in his eye like, I know nothing about you, like I know everyone else sitting out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and then you see a little bit more. But yeah.
I knew that was the case when, number one, we found out she was a replacement. And then when they were, like, checking in with the woman.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're not. And she's like, no, I'm someone else. And she was just like, she looked at her, looked at him, like, you weren't supposed to do that. You fucked everything up.
Yeah. And you want to say, her boyfriend, whatever, dickhead that is oblivious to everything going on around him, when he said the line, I can't speak to you that way. I'm the one paying for all this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you're that guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I hope you get a fork to the scrotum.
I guess we could talk about the, it's separated by courses.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had tortillas.
Yeah.
With secrets on it.
Yes. Lots of secrets.
Yeah. And then we had...
You know, the one course for the tacos, the whole thing? Or that whole thing, or...
Oh, I don't remember.
Because he had the chicken thigh with the scissors stuck in it.
Yeah.
So you're talking about how he had to stab his father in the thigh to save his mother from being choked out when he came home drunk.
And how he should have done it in his neck, and you're dumb when you're a kid. And,
yeah, it's like... Oh, okay, that's morbid inspiration. I did like the tortilla thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that, because you get the dude bros, like, investor bros at the table. They're like, those are documents showing you're doing shady shit in your company. Do you realize how fucked you are? They're like, yeah, no, we're not. And then she just walks away, because they're like, what the fuck is this?
Schmlangela.
Found
out her husband cheated.
Yeah, but he's like, that's obvious. That's a fake. These are fake. It's for show. This isn't real. Really? They're not going through all that trouble to laser engrave tortillas with fake photos. They've done their homework. And they've got douchebag boyfriend. His tortillas show him taking pictures of the food that he's not supposed to be taking photos of.
Mm-hmm. And what was he saying? He's like, he hates me. He hates me.
I gotta apologize. I gotta make it right. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about you. All that leads to the next course, which I want to touch on. I do like the movies broken up by each course. So each, like, chapter of the movie is each course, each meal that they're getting as a course. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But,
It kind of reminds me of Pig.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't. Wow. Wow. Mind fucking blown all of a sudden. Then we get to the fourth course, which is the mess.
Jeremy. And it's funny because are they cooks or are they chefs? They're cooks.
They would be considered cooks, yes.
Okay. So the cooks, like, pull out this, like, big white cloth. They lay it on the ground and put on the border of the cloth some fancy, bougie, dead plants, right?
Yeah, like branches or something.
Yeah. And the chef is like, "Hey, Jeremy." Jeremy walks out. He's one of the chefs. Or one of the cooks, and he's like, "You want my life, right?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to be me, right?" "Yeah." And you can see his eyes tearing up, and I'm like, I think I know where this is going. And then, dude pulls out a gun and shoots himself in the mouth. Yep. Opens his mouth, pop!
It's a split second, because you see, the chef is kind of berating this guy, like, "You'll never be great. You're just good." He's basically like, "You're mediocre. You'll never be me. Don't try anymore. This is where your life should end."
Yeah.
And then plastic tarp comes flying across the room, gun in mouth, pop.
As soon as I saw them with that tarp, it confirmed what I was hoping for. And as soon as I saw it, I said, "Yes." Yes. The guy starts crying, and I'm like, "Yes." He pulls out the gun, puts it in his mouth. I'm like, "Yes! Yes, yes, yes." Pop.
And it was good, too. I don't know if you noticed, the chef walked over and was wiping blood off of his mother's face after I was like, that's a good touch. You don't see that a lot.
And of course most people start getting upset. Boyfriend, oblivious, only cares about eating the food. Schmalangela's husband, he's like, "We're leaving right now." And the head woman is like, pick the left or the right. And he's like, "You can't keep us here." She's like, "We'll pick for you. Right hand, ring finger." And they go, chop his finger off. And she tells everyone to sit the fuck back down.
Yeah. And John Leguizamo sitting there, he goes, this guy's screaming in pain, and she just looks at him like, "And?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and meanwhile, boyfriend is just there, chowed away, like, "Oh my god," like, looks up like, "Oh, did something happen?" Like, did you not hear the guy screaming in pain? Did you not hear the confrontation?
Did you not hear the guy shoot himself?
Yeah. Like, what world are you in? He's just like, I think he's like, "Oh, it's part of the show. It's part of the." People are like, "Oh, it's part of the show. It's theatrics. That's what this is."
He is essentially sucking the head chef's dick.
Yeah.
By eating that meal.
Mm-hmm. Like, "How can I fillet you better, chef?"
You know, it's funny, because I felt that way in Pig, too. So I feel like by eating a chef's food, you're essentially sucking some kind of dick. Sucking the chef's dick. Sucking emotional dick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's not even just like, "I'll just work the tip." He's like deep-throating the entire thing. Like,
you can tell he's just all about this chef and the food. And
in the beginning, he's like, "I've watched him on every chef's table, and I've watched him talk about this so many times." Like, shut the fuck up.
We get it. You want to bone him. It's fine.
He's not going to want you. He's not that into you. He's just not that into you.
Yeah.
God. Anyway, it's getting very interesting. I'm excited where we've ended up.
Where we're at right now is the main head woman is telling everybody, you know, do you need assistance finding your seat?
Yeah. Like,
sit the fuck back down, bitches.
Sit down.
You're not going anywhere. There's no cell phone service. There's no boat. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah. It's the guy who got his finger cut off. He's like, "I'm going to call a helicopter." She's like, "There's no boat." She was like, "We're leaving." She goes, "There's no boat to take you away." He goes, "I'll call a helicopter." She goes, "Can't without cell service." "Well, then I'll take care of this with my own two hands." That's when she was like, "Pick which hand."
Oh, okay.
And he was like, "What?" She goes, "Which hand, the left or the right?"
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when she just tells him, "This hand ring finger. It's like, what? Sous chef just walks out of the back with his knife and just whack! Didn't even, like, put it down and, like, push through, just whack, done. Like, they ain't fucking around. It's like, it's all part of the menu.
We forgot, when she was trying to sneak a cigarette, she saw someone walking with what looked to be angel wings.
Yeah.
It's giving Midsummer vibes.
Yeah, so it's like somebody went, what if we mix Pig and Midsummer together? It's like, Pig Summer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Meg.
But...
let's get back to it.
Let's do it. We'll be back after this brief intermission.
Save your battery and your disposition. When it rains, you can still enjoy the movie with a Drizzle Guard rain visor. Simply press suction cups to the windshield as shown in the detail on your instruction sheet. Drizzle Guards are on sale now at the concession stand.
This movie is picking up.
Yeah, Jeremy rose back from the dead.
And he served more food.
Crazy.
He's like, this is an oyster foam.
It's ramped up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then I think it turns out that there's a reason why we hated everyone in the beginning.
Yeah, because every one of these people, they have dirt on for shit they did.
Well, they're making it clear that everyone is going to die.
Yeah.
The guests, the cooks, the chef, everyone. Everyone is going to die. And he said, I just want to know who you're going to die with. Them or us.
Yeah. He was talking to the main female lead.
Yeah.
Margot.
Yeah. He keeps pulling her aside for meetings because he doesn't know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out she's a sex worker.
Right.
And so he's like, I know someone who works in the service industry. Like, I know them when I see them, and you work for the service, like, in the service industry, so. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, so, what's the story? Like, how do you know this person? She was like, oh, well, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, oh, so he's a romantic. Like,
no.
And, yeah, one of the investor bros tried to smash out a window. Obviously it wasn't going to work. I knew from the beginning, I'm like, there's not going to be breakable windows in this place to get you out of here.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, super thick, ballistic grade windows in this place. They're not just going to shatter. But we found out what the angel wings were for.
Yeah.
Apparently, the big guy that these three investor bros work for also owns this chef's restaurant, or provides him the financing to run this restaurant. He was like, well, I've taken back my freedom, and this guy suspended with angel wings is like, everybody's like, what are you doing? How can we stop it? He goes, shut up. You don't talk.
Just listen. Just listen to this guy.
And you can hear the guy. He goes, fallen angel. They give a signal, and this guy's just being lowered.
Into the water.
He's like, just listen. And he's got his eyes closed, looking towards everyone out there, and he goes, and he's under. And that is my freedom. It's like, fuck.
The dude bros were like, we kept you open, like, during COVID. And he goes, yeah. And he also, like, wanted replacements and shit. And there are no replacements.
Yeah. It's like, there are no substitutions.
No substitutions.
And now, everyone is taken outside for the next course.
One of the female cooks is the one who announces it, and she tells the story of how the head chef tried to fuck her.
Yeah.
And then she said no, and then he tried again, and
she turned him down again, and he wouldn't look at her or speak to her for 8 months.
Yep. Not directly. Nope.
But he can do that because he's the star.
And then she stabbed him in the leg.
Yeah.
With little scissors, I think.
Yeah, the same kind of shears the little shears that they had stuck in each chicken thigh.
And he said, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, and she just smeared blood across his chef's jacket. And now he started to tell the men that they have a chance to escape. That's where we're at now. But this thing is just... Everyone's freaking out. Nobody is really safe.
I want to know why. Why is everyone going to die? What's the hidden thing?
I know.
It's like, I'm telling you, it's like Midsummer. It's like, so what the fuck is going on?
The dry aging shack was very Midsummer-esque. It was like a smaller version of where they burned up, Bear Boy at the end.
Yeah. Smoked bear meat.
It's just, I don't think people are being served to them. That's what I thought it was going to be. That it was turning out like, oh, you're the ones on the menu. Slowly it was going to be them incorporated, like they were going to find out they were eating relatives or something. No, it's in a way it's even more fucked up than that. Because he's like, I'm going to take little things about your life and just poke at you and talk down to you and berate you. And then cut off your fingers or...
Because they are them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get back to it.
Get back to it.
Alrighty. We'll be back.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead and they're in the smokehouse. No, this amped up. All the men were caught. They were given 45 seconds head start to try and escape. And all of them were caught.
Yeah, the last one got a little prize. He was hiding in the chicken shack.
It was in the chicken coop and they just open a little window and they're like, oh, here. A little something for the last person who got caught.
Yeah, and it was essentially like an appetizer type dish, but it looked like a bird's nest. And then my favorite part is when John Leguizamo's walking. Shit. He goes, I heard a pop. Because he's like limping and stuff. He's like, I heard a pop. And then you just see this, one of the cooks just tackle him. Poof.
Just tackles him out of nowhere. He's ready. He goes, oh, I heard a pop. Tackled. Just taken off screen. Oh, it's little things like that break up how dark this movie actually is when you think about it.
Yeah, and so while that's happening, the women are eating at a table, circular table, and the cook that cooked it is sitting with them. She was the one that stabbed
the chef.
Yeah, so she's like, okay, everybody, come for the next one, and I don't even remember what the food was.
There was some kind of a foam and...
Yeah, some kind of foam. Yeah. And the critic was, talking about, wonderful things about this food. And she's like, oh man, this is so great. And the cook was like, wow, before this, that would have mattered to me.
Yeah, just very blunt.
Yeah. She goes, well, I can help you. I can help you get your own place and all this other stuff. And the look in her eye was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I think somebody mentioned something about, she's like, oh, you want to know about the dying thing? Well, that was my idea.
She was so proud
of it. It's like, all right. She goes, the dying ties everything together. You have to have cohesion. Like, what?
And then once they realized that she was the one that came up with it, they're like, fuck it. And they just start smoking, drinking wine. They're like, we don't give a shit. Because at first they were like, oh shit, she's the one that made it. Oh, it's so good. Yum, this is great. And she's like, oh yeah, the dying thing, that was my idea. And they're like, fuck it.
like Margot, or as we know her now, Erin.
Mm-hmm.
She reveals her name.
Mm-hmm.
Just lights up a cigarette, and they're smoking, drinking, chugging back wine. Schmangela finds out she knows her husband. Erin knows Schmangela's husband.
Well, I think the clever part about it is that Angela tells the main chick, "So you know my husband," and she says, "Yes, I know him." And the look on her, I think she maybe went, or something. The way she responded, and it was so minimal, was like, you may have met my husband, you may have fucked my husband, but you do not know my husband.
Yeah. I do like that Erin was very blunt, like, well, she was just like, yeah, I do.
Yep.
It was kind of like...
There's no point in lying.
No point in lying, we're all gonna die. Yeah, your husband paid me to do shit. And when the guys are all brought back, the investor bros are traumatized because they almost got away. Leguizamo is limping. And then Tyler, I know his name just because they said it a lot, this whole thing coming up, is grabbing stuff off the plates going, what did you get? What did you get? What did they serve you? He's only worried about the fucking food.
Yeah.
And then we find out exactly why he's there.
Yep.
He knew. Whoever he was going with, he knew they were all going to die that night.
So essentially the chef announces to everyone, and he's speaking to Tyler about, what did you know about the food before you came here? And he said something like, I heard it was the best food on the planet or whatever. And he's like, didn't I email you like months ahead of time? Telling you exactly what would happen? Telling you that everyone was gonna die? And what happened to the guest you were supposed to bring? Tyler was like, she broke up with me. And he goes, so you brought a prostitute in her place knowing she would die. And she goes ballistic.
She jumps across that table and just punches him in the face full force, and it was beautiful to watch. Because you're kind of on her side with that. It's like, wait a minute, you hired me just because you wanted to come here and eat this food and die?
Mm-hmm.
And it is nice what the chef does next, because he goes, Tyler, you appreciate food. He's placating him.
Just giving him tons of compliments. Oh, thank you so much for loving the food. You know so much about it.
It's kind of the opposite of what Nick Cage did in Pink, where he fixed that guy that meal and was like, I remember every meal for every person I've ever served.
Mm-hmm.
Eat the one where you didn't get your wife to come home because she's sick and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that tragedy that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that went wrong in your life? Yeah, eat this meal and remember that. He's like, oh, you're so good at this. Show us what you can do.
Yeah, he goes, here's the chef's jacket. I'm going to write your name on it and everything. Cook for us.
And he kept getting more aggressive and he told him to cook. He's like, I don't know. Cook. You know all this. Go cook. Show us what you can do.
He invites the cooks to watch. He invites the guests to watch. They essentially watch him fail.
Oh, fail is an understatement. They don't call it Tyler's bullshit for nothing. Oh my god, he's like, leeks. Like, get him leeks, shallots. And then he's critiquing. He's going, oh, a very odd dicing technique that we've never learned before. Maybe we should use it. Like, just fucking making fun of him the entire time.
Oh, I think it's done. You think it's done?
You maybe want to check. No, it's done.
And then he tries it, and he's like, that is absolutely fucking disgusting. And then he whispers in his ear something we don't hear, and he takes off the chef's jacket. He takes off his tie and walks away. And I said, he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah.
And he does.
He does. The next thing we see is the chef pulls Erin aside and is like, hey, you're one of us. I need you to go get something. Tells his assistant, give her the key to the smokehouse. We got to get the barrel in for dessert. She glances over to this room. When we see a perspective coming out of this room to her, we just see 2 feet kind of dangling. And it cuts back to where she's at, and we just see Tyler there. He hanged himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and she just looked at him like, "That's what you get."
Yep.
And walked off like, "Fuck you, bitch." I don't blame her.
I want to know what's going to happen why would they have her go out and get it? Like, clearly there's something else. What? I want to know. What's happening right now? Oh, it's Leguizamo. He's pleading, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
We find out why they're all there. Why they're being punished or whatever.
Yeah, that's what the chef says. He's like, "Do you want to know why you're being punished?"
It's like,
yes, thank you for saying it out loud.
Yeah, if I'm going to die, at least tell me why. Right. I'm going to give me a reason, please. Let me know in my last moments why the fuck I'm going to die tonight. Oh, it started out where it was like, okay, what the fuck are we getting into, really? And now it's like, oh, this was by design.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly don't feel bad for a lot of these people. I don't. Maybe that says something about me, but they're not likable people.
Yeah.
I think...
I mean, Shmlangela is very likable. I really like her.
Yeah. You're like, okay, she's the wife who's sticking by her husband even though he's running off hiring prostitutes and who knows whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell she's, like, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you feel bad for her.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, you're like, okay, you're somebody who just got hired by this douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
Creep. To come here because he needed a second to eat and die.
Yeah.
I mean, there's two likable people, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can appreciate things about the chef, the way he's going about things. This is really fun. You're getting more of his twisted mind throughout all of this.
I have to admit, when I first started watching it, I was pissed off because I thought I was going to hate it.
You were feisty.
I was so pissed off.
And I don't blame you because it started off with just a bunch of pretentious people. And you're like, oh my God.
Everyone is insufferable.
And it started off with him going, don't smoke. It's going to ruin your palate. You're not going to be able to taste anything.
And I said, if someone were to tell me that, I would put that cigarette on my motherfucking tongue. Don't fucking tell me not to smoke.
Yeah. And the fact that she just didn't go, you know what? Bye.
Mm-hmm.
But that would have not let him in and we wouldn't have a movie, so.
There you go.
What do you say? Jump back in?
Jump back in.
All right. See you in a bit.
Visit our concession and see for yourself the delicious treats, drinks, and snacks awaiting you. If you are thirsty, try ice-cold soft drinks or a cup of hot, flavorful coffee. Get something to go with it, like a sizzling and satisfying hot dog or a tasty, tender sandwich. Try one of these delicious treats, and you'll be back at the concession for more before the show is over. The service at our concession is friendly and efficient.
Fresh brewed hot coffee, as you like it.
Oh boy.
Mm.
She brought back the barrel when she was tasked with getting from the smoke shack.
Yeah, it was a very easy, simple task for her.
Yeah, there was nothing else that happened.
No.
Oh, wait, yeah, she was followed by the assistant.
Yeah. She decided to get curious.
She went into the chef's house, which we were told at the beginning, which we missed. Nobody goes in the chef's cottage.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tyler was like, can we go in there? Can we go in there? It's like, no, nobody's allowed in there. Not even the staff. Aaron decides, I'm going to take this knife that's on top of this barrel in the smokehouse. I'm going to go see what the chef's hiding in his home. Walks into a room that looks exactly like the setup where they're at in the other place. And gets confronted by the assistant, who goes attacking her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you weren't supposed to be here.
You're not going to replace me.
It's like, whoa, what? Okay. Obsessed much? But she got a coffee maker to the face?
Yeah, she got Aaron got in some good hits.
Yeah. And then a knife to the throat.
Mm-hmm.
And no blood unnecessarily coming out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Just gurgles and blood coming out of the throat. It was well done.
And she said, he didn't tell me about the barrel. I didn't forget.
Mm-hmm.
She goes into his place and sees a whole bunch of different articles, newspaper articles involving him. And she kind of sees the older one, the newer ones first, and then she it goes back until she finally sees a picture or an article of him like flipping burgers, like he's so happy.
And
he's young and happy.
Award, and he's happy at Hamburger Howie's.
Yeah,
because the newer ones you see, there's no joy, there's no life in his face, and in that picture, he's smiling, he's happy, he's living the best life, just flipping burgers.
So she brings in the barrel. Boom! Kicks it into the dining area.
After she had found a radio in his room.
Oh yeah.
And tried calling for help. Then comes back, kicks the barrel down. He goes, "Oh, thank you. They'll move that. Just take your seat."
And she's covered in blood.
Yeah, covered in blood. He's like, "Okay, well, the next course," and they're like, "Oh, wait." They hear a boat pulling up.
Mm-hmm.
Coast Guard shows up. They're like, "Oh, nothing." They go into, like, rehearsed. We know we have a contingency. They're like, "You're going to want to ask him for help. Don't do that. Because it will be bad. He can't help you at this point." Coast Guard comes in, sees John Leguizamo, and is like, "Oh my god, I'm such a fan." Chef's like, "Oh, do you want his autograph?" He'll be more than happy.
Yeah,
to
totally
give it to you.
offers the autograph, and it's like, okay, whatever.
So he gives him the autograph, and the guy's walking out, and he opens it up to look at it and says, "Help us."
Mm-hmm.
So the Coast Guard stops, draws his gun, and is like, "Everybody shut the fuck up. Be quiet. I'm in control." Tells the chef, "Get down on your knees with your hands behind your head." Everybody's like, "Oh my god, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you."
And then he turns around, points the gun at a candle, and bing, it's a lighter.
It's a lighter. And then he's just like, "Huh? How was that, chef?" And they're like, then he gives the spiel, he goes, "See, we all in the kitchen work together as one unit." It's like, oh my god. Everybody's just like, it's literally one guy at the investment bro table. His jaw was just on the floor.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? They're getting ready for the last course, and Erin stands up, does the clap that the chef has done before each course. She goes, "I don't like your food. I'm going to send it back."
Right before that, he
before.
lectures her. And he says, "You're an eater. You're a taker, like them. You're no longer a part of our club."
I missed that, yeah. I mean, I heard it, but I glossed over it.
Yeah, and then as he goes back into the kitchen, she stands up and says, "I don't like your food. I'm sending it back. And I'm still hungry."
He goes, "How hungry?" She goes, "Starving."
"What do you want?"
"Well, what do you have?" He goes, "Everything." She goes, "Make me a cheeseburger." And that's where he paused it. It's like, oh, she's playing a mind game with you now.
Well, it almost seems like she wants him to do what he loves. Because as she's insulting his food, saying why she's sending it back, she says it has no love whatsoever. Even the hot foods are cold. And he says, "No, we put tons of love in our food." And she was like, "No, you don't."
No, you don't. But it made me think back when they were in his office talking. He said, "I haven't wanted to cook for anyone in quite some time."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you lost your passion. You're just doing this for the money and recognition.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like she wants to see if she can get inside to that person who is still, I don't know. It's an interesting thing to do. Interesting. It's turned out to be really good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. So I think we
only have 15
minutes.
Yeah.
So this worked out to be pretty good.
So let's talk about what kind of spoilers, if any, that we're going to reveal.
I think we can go through and spoil the ending on this one, because if anyone's listening to this, they've seen the movie. If anyone at this point is still listening and you haven't seen it, pause this, go watch the menu. Like we said, it is on Max streaming right now. So if you're subscribed to that, you can go put it on right now. It is 1 hour and 42 minutes. It is very worth your time. Then once you finish it, come back and then you can hear what we have to say about the end. Because I think at this point it won't do a service to the movie if we go, well, we don't want to give away the ending.
Okay.
The movie is 2 years old, so I think we're okay there. We've given fair enough warning.
Yeah.
All right, so finish it off?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back.
The next show will start in 8 minutes.
Hey! They're ready, folks.
For refreshment that is great.
If it's early or it's late, it's Orange Crush. Orange Crush, the drink that's extra good.
Fresh fruit flavor.
That's for me. It tastes better.
Naturally.
Orange Crush, Orange Crush, get some right away.
Visit our refreshment stand right away for delicious Orange Crush and all kinds of good things to eat.
Just like that.
Everyone is dead.
Everyone is dead. And this time she's telling the truth. Well,
all except one.
All except one. We'll get there. So last time we talked, we mentioned she had said she wants a cheeseburger.
Mm-hmm.
And he told her, she goes, not some, deconstructed bullshit, just a classic cheeseburger. He goes, oh, I'll make you the best cheeseburger you've ever eaten. That reminds you of the cheap ones your parents couldn't afford.
Mm-hmm.
What was happening when he was making that burger, Leiann?
He was happy.
He was smiling.
He was smiling.
He was taking pride in his work. There was some joy. There was love.
And I was hoping she would spit it out or throw up or be nasty or something, but she couldn't do it. She took one bite. You could see it in her eyes.
Mm.
She goes, now that's a cheeseburger. And then she goes, oh man, my eyes are bigger than my stomach. Can I have this to go? And he's like,
just a moment.
Okay, hang on.
Come back with it. The burger and fries packed up in a box. We didn't mention, she was like, does it come with fries? She goes, how much is it going to cost me?
Yeah.
He goes, $9.95. She goes, come with fries? He goes, so-and-so, is the fryer still on? Yes, chef. Crinkle cut or julienne? So he comes back, he's boxed up the rest of her burger and fries.
And he tells her, enjoy your gift bag.
Yeah.
Gives her a gift bag. She kind of looks confused for a second. Gets her food and her gift bag.
Leaves $10 on the table.
And gets her coat and leaves.
And he nods and is like, yeah, let her go.
And then everyone else gets their check. They pay it. And they get a gift bag.
Yeah, with tonight's menu, a pamphlet on where they sourced all their stuff for the meal, some house-made granola.
And then they proceed to decorate the dining area with...
Final meal.
Final meal.
Of course.
S'mores.
Graham cracker crumbs, s'mores, and a salt on the palate.
And he puts, It's
like a marshmallow wrap. It just goes over them. They put it over their head. It kind of covers their shoulders. Each person is wearing one.
They get a chocolate hat.
Yeah.
And,
it almost looked like they're wearing giant Rolos on their head.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's explaining to them this morning. He goes, well, but what changes it is fire. It's like, wait, what? And you called it right away. You're like, this is some Midsummer shit. So I want to let you tell the rest of what happens.
Well, and it's the music, too. The music, the way it looks, and there's fire in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. There's fire in the dining area. You see granola crumbs everywhere.
Yeah.
You see, what's his face? I don't know who he was, but he was pouring the wine. everywhere.
Yeah, he was the guy the sommelier who kept going around giving everybody wine, telling them, "Oh, this it pairs well with a roasted protein. It doesn't have any sulfites, or this isn't just a specific orchard. This is specifically one row in that orchard." Like, fuck off.
2013. So then the head chef, the executive chef, he goes to the kitchen, puts his hand in the coals.
Yeah, the coal-fired oven that they have.
He grabs a hold of it, takes it to the center of the dining area. I don't even remember what he was saying. But he says, "I love you all." And all the other cooks are like, "We love you." And then he takes the burning coal that he's got in his fist, drops it down, and catches himself on fire, thus catching everyone else on fire.
And it's following the pattern that they laid out, because they went specifically and were pouring wine or some kind of liquor all over everything in a specific pattern for it to fan out.
And meanwhile, Erin gets to the boat, figures out how to start it, and heads the fuck out.
Yeah.
And she decides to kind of stop and enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Eating her cheeseburger. She looks off into the distance to see the restaurant in flames.
Engulf. She hears like a boom, and you just see it is just an inferno.
Yeah. And then she wipes her mouth on the menu.
Yeah. But you chuckled at. You liked that part. You liked that little touch, because she did it, and it was just like...
All that effort and time and of planning and printing that menu just for her to wipe her mouth on it, I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. This movie turned out way better than I expected.
Yeah, I'm pleased.
I liked them panning around the room, showing different people as they're roasting like marshmallows, the chocolate melting down their faces as their faces are starting to burn and blister.
Mm-hmm.
The marshmallows are turning black from being roasted.
And they even had some of the other, I don't remember if they were cooks or other employees, guarding the entrance and holding these huge butcher knives.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going anywhere.
Like, if you get up and try to run, we're just going to slice you up.
Yep.
And all the sous chefs, they were in the kitchen. They just turned all the burners to where the gas was on, but nothing was lit to help, finish off the menu.
And I forgot to mention when Leguizamo's character asks the executive chef, why is this happening to us? He goes, "I'm a very, very busy chef. My days are consumed with being a chef. I have one day off, and I went to the movies by myself, and I watched your movie, and it was shit."
He's like, "Well, I didn't direct it." He goes, "Just your face.
I imagine your face." And just like this hatred he has.
Like, because he saw a movie he didn't like you were in, you're here.
Yep.
And that was something too we didn't mention. That's the Coast Guard. When he came in, and we should have picked up, because I didn't even think, I was just like, oh, he's a fan of the movie the chef didn't like. So I was really a fan of that Calling Dr. Sunshine. And the chef was just like, ugh. It's like, they did it all just to play it up, just to make it seem. I'm like, oh, it's really kind of a brilliant, fucked up story.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just, wow. If we ever get an email from somebody saying, hey, you want to come to this pretentious restaurant thing where it's hoity-toity and only a few people get in and it's very exclusive on a remote island, fuck that. I ain't going.
No.
There's two things that happen on remote islands. One is this movie. One is this movie where you end up being burned alive at the end.
The other is Epstein.
Oh, I wasn't going there. I was talking cinematically. I saying the other is just like Enter the Dragon. You're put into some martial arts tournament and then you got to fight your way out because the villain is going to have an interchangeable hand with different weapons. Mm-hmm. Those are the two things that happen in movies on remote islands.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Black Dynamite told us Kung Fu Island. So, how, out of 5 cheeseburgers, how would you rate this? 5?
5.
We're right there.
5 out of 5 cheeseburgers.
5 out of 5 cheeseburgers. And not some deconstructed cheeseburgers. These are real cheeseburgers.
I'm not sure it has rewatchability. However, I really, really enjoyed it. I liked the story. I wasn't bored at any point. It took me on a journey. Started out having feelings.
Yeah.
And then the feelings evolved. And then I became more entertained. And I enjoyed the dark humor that was in it.
Mm-hmm.
The actors are surprising, and I really enjoyed the actors.
Yeah. They were all good.
I love that Angela was in it. I really love that
Angela.
And she looks good.
She does. She really does.
Yeah.
Because it took me a second. I went, wait a minute. Is that Judith Light? And I had to look it up because I'm like, I haven't seen her in anything in so long. I didn't know she was still acting.
Mm-hmm.
Here she is in the menu, and she's great.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the only one. When Aaron looked back at the room, everyone was like looking at her like, you're just going to leave? And she was like, go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you have an opportunity. Go. The rest of us, this is what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You go. You're not supposed to be here. It's like, she didn't even say anything. It was just a subtle like nod and move of her hand. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
she said all of that. And is like, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Ray Fiennes, man. God. I haven't seen him in the Harry Potter movies, but I know he probably killed that role as well.
He did.
He is so good at playing a villainous type person.
He is.
Whether it's to be somebody that is mentally unstable, like Red Dragon, you know, there's that whole shit, or a cold,
psychopath,
disassociated psychopathic Nazi,
mm-hmm.
or a chef who got tired of people
not appreciating
him and ruining his craft.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like he's like, you all forced me to do this because you're just pretentious assholes, so I fed into it long enough to get you here to do this. Like, whoa!
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good. High recommend from us.
Yeah.
On that, Leiann, where can they do you want me to tell them this time?
Man, I don't know. We're on Podbean. We're on probably iTunes. I don't even know.
Apple Podcast.
Apple, what the fuck ever. Google.
Yeah, still there for now until it changes to YouTube Music.
YouTube, we're already on YouTube.
Yep.
And other places.
Amazon and unfortunately the Joe Rogan podcasting platform of Spotify, which I just... You know, I'm not going to get into that. I said enough on another show recently, which I'll talk about. I'll talk about it a little bit. Yeah, you can go all those places. You can check out skeweredhead.com. You can get all the links there. You can find our blog. You can find the link to our Patreon where you can support the show. Keep this thing rolling for another year or so. Help us out.
A blog. Go to our Patreon.
And if you go to that Patreon and you subscribe, you start supporting us, you get transmissions episodes that I do every once in a while. You get
transmissions,
audio commentaries as well. And maybe some other content that we're going to do. I don't know yet. I'm trying to boost that up a bit this year.
Possibly OnlyFans. JK.
Maybe only geese. I'm not stealing that idea. That's already taken. Aside from that, I was recently on an episode of At the Devil's Ball. I got together with Paul from Invasion of the Podcast and Nathaniel and Samael to do a little tribute show to our friend Steve King. He is the friend we mentioned a while ago who passed. There's a tribute show up on their feed for that, so go give that a listen. It was a really good time just reminiscing about a guy we're all going to miss, and we all despite whether we knew him personally or only knew him through podcasting and stuff like that, we all loved the guy because he was just a really good person. So listen to that show. Go check out the guys that have the Devil's Ball. Support them. Support Paul over at Strange Highways Podcast. This invasion is not moving forward at this point. So I wanted to put that out there for everybody. And every Saturday you can see me on Tales from the Podcast with JB and Ron. We are currently doing the Leprechaun series. Some highs and lows. Not everybody's too happy that we're doing that series, but that's what makes it great because everyone's got an opinion. So every Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Find us over at Tales from the Podcast. It's on Twitch. It's on YouTube. You'll get it if you sign up for the Discord. You'll get notification that way. That said, Leiann, do you have anything else?
Suck a dick.
Keep enjoying that universe. That's just a bit
skewered.
Damn right.